Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Tuesday to you. It's awesome Tuesday in the week. What we're going to do is take a look here at Solana and see what's going on because it's actually doing very well today. We're going to see if it's going to try to re-break this level here at 2250. And I shouldn't say re-break because it's retested a few times and we need to see if it's going to break at all, right? Is it overextended? Is it looking good here and healthy? Those are all things we want to look at. We're also going to take a quick peek over at Elliott Wave and kind of see what the potential drawbacks will be here if the price were to pull back, how far that might come, okay? Because again, this could be the top, and if it is the initial top, we could very well see it, this becoming the beginning of a cup and handle pattern to come down there to retest some of those lows, right? So we will see, of course, if that's the case. Now, if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor, hope you can learn something here today, of course. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. And I look forward to working with you. We got an awesome community. We're all trading and learning and growing together. Got some nice premium plus profits here, 9% from Litecoin, another, 9% from Litecoin, and of course, a good 10% from XRP here recently. So some really good trades there going. Those are also available on our BingX account here as well. You can kind of see we just started this account here. I've also got a standard futures account too if you would like to join us here. There's 20 copy traders right here so far and growing. So thanks again for everyone for your trust there. And again, BingX, fantastic exchange. Be sure to use this link in the description below. Until July 31st, you can use that link effectively to be able to get a $50 bonus and a $100 extra bonus there for $3,000 in volume. Super cool stuff. All right, so very cool. Check that out in your own time. Oh, also, if you're currently using BitGet, of course, you're currently one of my members. This is a prize pool available to you, of course, a $5,000 prize pool for the next month. Okay, so just keep in mind that could help you out there as well. If you're currently using BitGet, make sure you use my link down below to register if you haven't already, so you can be eligible for that. What we want to do here with Solana is some straightforward stuff here. So when it comes to trading, we want to look at some regular things here. First of all, RSI is retesting 70. Initially got rejected, second time potentially breakthrough. That does reaffirm that we have a strong resistance level there right at about $22, okay? So if we break above that, will it hold? The probability is pretty high that it will because of the fact that it's a resistance turn support, okay? Oftentimes you can break through a level like that, pending Bitcoin doesn't dump really hard, which I'm kind of expecting it to do a major move soon, up or down. It's going to be one of those things where Solana will either take off or drop. Now again, Solana isn't directly paired with Bitcoin, but it does have a very similar correlation here. So just take a quick peek here, you can see this and this. Obviously, Solana's performed a lot better recently, but anytime you see Bitcoin taking a drop, Solana will do the same thing as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's a very similar circumstance there, but also very different. I know it seems crazy and weird to say that because that's very contradictory, but you want to try to identify coins that are moving independent of Bitcoin. This one has some independence, if you will, and it's better to be able to trade those more successfully than those who are directly paired with Bitcoin. Again, a lot of different nuances there, but just some friendly advice. Okay, so we can see we're overextended here. Stochastic is telling us, hey, we are converging and diverging consistently in an overextended state. So the likelihood of a pullback makes sense. So I'm still kind of more leaning towards the fact that we should see a pullback here. I'm curious if we have any fair value gaps that we can identify. There's pretty, I guess one far off down below here. I don't think we're going to see that get filled right away. That's more of a worst case scenario. So we don't have anything significant at this point, but we can see here, of course, that it's pretty obvious that this is overextended and it could very well come back down. Okay. Now what we want to look at is a few things here. What kind of moving averages are we looking at here? First of all, we're above the 20 as well as the 250. All green lights there. We can see this trend setter here as well for the 20-day SMA working its way up. So oftentimes we can just try to draw a trend line concurrent with that, and we know directly if we're going to be on the right side of tracks there. So again, if the price were to pull back for the cup and handle, we could very well see it hold its place there for a second retest of this trend line. Okay. Again, just some things to kind of think about in the future. When we look at the 4-hour here, we want to look at a few key factors here, as well as obviously the RSI. We can see RSI is coming up to closer to 70. We can see stochastics giving us the indication that we might have a shift in momentum soon. We've also got a MACD convergence that just hit roughly 12 hours ago, but it's not super strong. Okay, so I'm not super convinced. But again, actually, when you look at the strength here, there is a lot more volume here and a decent amount where the volume is constantly retesting this trend line here, essentially that moving average. So being above that moving average is important. So it does have all the right factors here to be able to maintain this continuation. Okay. So again, the 4-hour, I would say, safe to say, is looking very strong. We look at the moving averages too. We keep retesting the 20, but we're staying above and we're concurrent with the 50. So once more, nice little trend line here. We could even tighten this trend line up here to be on the safe side. so we know specifically what to look for. Okay, so obviously you can kind of see that we are working in an ascending trend here. On the 1 hour, the last thing we kind of want to look at here would be overextension. It kind of looks like we're getting close. We hit a 9 here recently, got a reset. And if we look at his past, it's coming down to 5s, 6s, and 7s. We don't see a tremendous amount of overextension for this coin. So that really tells us these are healthy continuations, and the likelihood of a strong pullback would be less likely. So it does make more sense for us to retest this level here and to possibly break it than it would be to drop from here. Okay, so when we see all these kind of factors like this, for example, we don't want to short into it. Just because there's a potential cup and handle pattern doesn't mean it's going to happen. That is nice. It's a consolation, of course. If it pulls back, we know we got some support levels. In fact, let's talk about those support levels really quick just so we are on the same page. These are good dollar cost average targets and or targets for entry, right? So if the price pulls back, we can see this previous support level here from this daily close, of course, from before is roughly there at about $20. Okay, so the $20 mark is a pretty strong level. I think we pull back, $20 is probably the lowest, but that's a first Fibonacci level, roughly 0.382. We can see $19 and $18.25 below that as well. Okay, so $18.25, $19, and roughly just say $20 are really, really realistic targets for the price to pull back to if it were to. Okay, keep that in mind. Emphasize the word if it were to, or words, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen, right? Okay, last thing I want to look at here is the Ichimoku cloud. It's pretty much telling us green light on all fronts here. We are back up above the cloud. We have conversion line above the baseline and lagging spans free and clear. So this really tells us if you have a long position open, you leave it open, maybe consider taking profits in the next 12 hours, because if this comes into the intersection with the price action, that'll say that this momentous trend has discontinued. Therefore, profits would be ideal, okay? Therefore, at this point, what it is probably best for you to do is to leave your long position open if you have one. Do not consider shorting into this until we lose this trend line. And if we do lose a trend line, I recommend cup and handle, 18, 25, 19, and of course, $20 for good price targets there for entry for long positions. That's my speculation there. So I'm looking forward to that. So what I'll go ahead and do is draw out some of these charts. I'll go ahead and put this on my Twitter as well as our Telegram, of course. Be sure to check that out. Those are all linked down below. And then obviously, of course, over at BingX too, I send out those through my feed here as well if you want to kind of stay abreast on some of my playout charts. Everything's available for you there just so you can become a better trader. I hope that you have found benefit here, of course. Like, subscribe, follow the whole 9 yards there. Help us grow our Twitter community as well. Greatly appreciate that. We look forward to working with you. Have yourself a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.